I haven't really made a video in ages, but I made a video last year about first year law and I only just finished it. So today I've decided to take the afternoon off law to talk about it. So we need a couple of things. First of all, we need an outfit. Okay, so this is a dress, but it's too short, so I've tucked it into some pants with a white top, and I think it's a look. I need a camera. Yes, we have that. I also need some friends, so we're gonna go and find those friends. You're on camera! Oh. This is Jack and I. A little bit about yourself, please.
I'm a law student.
Really?
Being a law student is really the only personality trait any of us have. So.
Oh, rude.
Are we ready?
We're ready, we're ready.
Okay. Kia ora, I'm Anya. I'm a second year law student as well.
Oh my goodness.
I have no life outside of work and study. I have a baby at home that's a cat.
Oh, it's so cute. I'm really jealous. I might kidnap it. Hello. Bonjour. Yeah, same law student. Hello. I'm from Dunedin. I also do public policy. I think I probably want to go into policy more than law, but we are here doing a very difficult law degree for some reason.
Because we hate ourselves.
Yeah.
What? I bought Law Alive, I read a couple pages and was like, sweet, I'm sussed.
Yeah.
And then waited until I got to actual readings because I knew a lot of people that did read the whole thing beforehand and still didn't make it through to the second week.
During O week, the first week, etc., is make friends. That's how you know it.
Yeah.
Like these lovely people. Like we have a group chat and it really helps. Like definitely, law school apparently is super competitive in the first year.
Apparently.
Yeah, apparently.
It is.
Yeah. Wait, did I say apparently?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, rephrase that. Law school is super competitive in the first year, so it's really helpful to make friends that also study law. Then you can study together, you can ask each other questions, you can check up on each other whether you're struggling with assignments, etc. Yeah, you can send stupid law memes to each other.
Research as much as you possibly can. Like, look at YouTube videos, go to, like, it doesn't have to be the university you're going to go to, but ask your local faculty if you live in a town with a university if you can go along and watch one of the lectures, because that's what I did in Otago, and like that's what I was going to go there, and it like offered me a campus tour. It was a bit awkward, but anyway. And talk to anyone you know, like even if it's some random person that went to your high school and was like a couple of years above you. Like one person, I met her on the Spirit of New Zealand when I was 15, hadn't talked to her since. I just hit her up and I was like, hey, law school, cool or nah? I'm not saying that I regret the decision because I definitely don't, but I think I would have liked to know that you are making a big decision for your early 20s. You're making a big decision that you're not going to have as much social time as heaps of other people who go to uni. You are going to be pretty stressed and like that's just the reality. You're also going to learn heaps of cool stuff, but it's a big dedication.
A big thing about first year is I'm kind of going to humble brag, but also like not, you know. So first year, the Laws 121 test, everyone hypes up this is really hard test, which no doubt really is a hard test. It like only like a 57% pass rate last year or something like that. It's very, very difficult. But I put tons and tons of work into it. Like I had like no life for like a week and a half beforehand. Kind of had a mental breakdown afterwards. But I ended up getting an A+ for it. Yeah. Which like I was like, oh my gosh, like I've got this, I've done this, yeah, I didn't put as much work as the next assessment, and then I passed that one by 1 mark. So I like, pretty much got like a C, I got 50%. I'm just a C-. Don't let your foot off the gas, don't put too much work into anything, just try to keep consistent. Like if you do the work and put a good amount of time studying, then you should be able to consistently do well.
I didn't have a social life last year, so that was the main thing. Yeah, so my one-to-one experience was quite humbling. Some other things instead of putting, everything on top. Yeah.
I think start flashcarding early for one-to-one. So, and they'll tell you that you don't need to roll in it. They
as a wife.
You do. You also need to be able to like analyze it after you've learned it and like be critical about it and have your own opinion. But you do need to know everything that they tell you. Make sure that you have like a regime to revise them. I'm honestly only just getting into this now, but like now what I do is I try to wake up pretty early on weekdays, so maybe like 6:30ish, and then I try to start studying by 7 or 7:30. But then I try to do 1 to 1.5 hours of reading and then 1 hour of reviewing my flashcards and writing up flashcards from the day before, because that means that instead of like trying to cram it all into your head once you have it incrementally, and then you have like spaced revision.
Apparently can be super competitive. You know, there's maybe 800, 900 of you all trying to get into 330 spots at law school. So of course it's going to be competitive. And of course everyone there's like theories in their head, like there's perceptions that law school's this like crazy cutthroat place that you're going to attack each other and like sabotage each other, trying to make it these kind of spots. It's slightly exaggerated, but at the same time, yes, it is quite competitive in your first year.
I think first year is a really good time every time is a good time to not be exclusionary, but I think especially first year, and it's a great time to reach out to people that you would not normally talk to from high school, or you feel a little bit shy around, or like they're like a lot older or younger, or just like don't have the same background as you, because everyone wants to make friends, and the most kind of like, I think having a real range of friends is really, really good, because you'll be good at different things, you'll be able to support each other in different ways.
So we love that topic so much. So I was quite average student in first year. So my eyebrows switching.
Oh no, you're good.
Failure.
Like I had to do a whole bunch of learning what worked for me, and so that was a bit of a trial and error way of doing it. And dealing with failure, honestly, just take care of yourself. It's this weird thing where it's contradictory, where people will be like, oh my god, wow, you did so well if you get a good grade, and then if you got a bad grade, then they'll be like, no, it's okay, you got a second opportunity and all that. But it's you just learn over time how to deal with things, and it's just a process.
When I was in high school, when I was in year 15, I wanted to do an internal in a night because I wanted some more credits. I wanted that scholarship. I got the scholarship, so it was good. And I was like, what do I do in a night? And I was like, oh, a speech, great. So this was for English. I did like a PowerPoint about failure and about why it's important. And I took like the Kubler cycle of grief and I called it the Rhiannon cycle of failure. Rhiannon is my second name. And it was just about like having the same kind of steps. So definitely, I think when you do fail at something, like whether that's actually failing or just getting like a low mark or feeling like you didn't do as well as you expected, let yourself go through it. Let yourself feel that anger, let yourself feel like the bargaining, the acceptance, whatever, all those steps. Remember that it's kind of a numbers game, and remember that you can get literally an A+ one week and a D the next, and that doesn't impact on how much you're worth or even how good you really are at a subject. Yeah, and firstly you do feel like you're going to fail kind of all the time, and I remember I got to the end of the year and my results were going to come out, and I said to my parents, and I think thought that I was going to get it, and I was like, hey, like it's very possible I could fail and have to do the whole year again, and that's actually okay. It's okay if I fail. I gave it maybe a shot, and I could have to do it again, and I just sort of prepped them for that because I didn't want their disappointment to be on me. Like I just wanted it to be like emotionally, like for me to deal with it. I got it. Spoiler. There was a guy that used to walk around Calvin library and he was shit. Like dress code, okay. Like people like to dress smart at law school. However, last year at the Calvin library there was a guy that used to walk around shirtless. Calvin's not law school, it's the other yeah. I mean, look, he was quite fit, so no one really mind. If it was appropriate for females to be shirtless, I would be shirtless a lot. just saying. Anyway, so people often ask about like halls of residence and which one you should go to, and I think it's a hard question. I was actually at Cumberland House, which is on Willow Street, so it's right in the middle of the city, and there aren't that many law students. I was mostly friends with like architecture and design students, because you really have to have your like law friend group at your hall. You can have a different friend group at your hall and then a friend group you get from lectures, which is kind of what I did. I think like it's really important to know a couple of factors, your budget, because they do vary. And Helen Lowry is like right out of the city, but there's a shuttle bus and it's a lot cheaper. Also, if you have any dietary requirements, if you're vegan and vegetarian, you will be okay in a hall. It won't be great, but yeah, I'm vegan and I got through. Also, the last thing is, if you want to be on the hill, which is next to Calvin's campus, which is really where most first year classes are. So think about if you want to be super close. But for me, I had grown up in quite a small city and I lived really far out of the city. So I just wanted to be like in the heart of Wellington. I could go out. I was 5 minutes from Kew Street. You'll be applying for 3 in your application. Like your first, second and third choice. If you do want to get into warehouse, as Jack will say, like don't put that as your second or third choice, put it as your first choice, as they won't take you.
So like Rosa said, I was at Weir last year, and Weir's this really cool hall over pretty near Calburn, up on the hill, and it's from the 1930s, and it's like kind of stereotypically the law student hall. That's kind of true. There were a lot of law students there, which is nice. It means that there's plenty of law students there to form a big like law group chat, easy to like study for tests together, easy to make law student friends. The flip side of that is that there's plenty of people who study law and then don't make it. And every time there was an assessment during 1-1, like there was just silence in some areas of the hall and just sobbing that you could hear in the hallways.
I didn't move out, I'm still at home. I'm like best friends with my mum, so we have good goss sessions and all that. Like, my fear was that I would get real drained because I'm a bit of an introvert. I'll come home from uni and I need to take like an hour just to recover. And I was worried that if I go and move out, then I wouldn't be able to have that.
Hey, Anya.
Suffering. So the library ended up closing, or the whole law school did. So
Yeah.
we went on a mission to go to the other campus. We got lost along the way.
Basically I put the wrong coordinates into Uber and it went to go this weird way and we just got dropped off like next to a random bridge.
And we're driving, so now we're trying to wait for the bus and hopefully get there. If we don't, we don't.
And Jack has been lost, so
Yeah, we lost people along the way.
yeah, it's alright, he's still alive. But
God, it's like a mission.
we've got food though, so we're gonna eat food and wait for a bus in the rain. Yeah.